It's really amazing and also humbling. So this has been the culmination of about a decade of work, again, with an amazing team that's grown from very small to now quite large, and seeing the technology validated, coming up from the concept all the way through with a very sort of operational focus to develop some technology that actually works in the real world right now. And to move on to build a full-scale aircraft that's going to change the way we move around the planet. It's awesome. Couldn't be happier.
This is a New Horizon Aircraft live stream coming to you here with Anthony joining. We may have Mark joining a bit later. And yeah, we have a little bit of a unique, different stream going on today. Welcome, Anthony. Glad to have you again.
Top of the morning, good sir.
Yes, yeah, different time a little bit today, pretty early. But yeah, HOVR came out with a new investor package report. What do we call it? It's like a pitch deck, actually.
Yeah.
Of what Horizon Aircraft is, what they do. They already had one, so I actually have both of them side by side, ready to display and see the difference and what has changed. So we're gonna dive into it together, and feel free to chat with us. Oh, also a little bit of an intro. I'm gonna start mentioning. If anyone wants to be a channel partner and display your business below, let me know, hit me up, and we'll see what we can do. But yeah, for now, I am the only official channel partner, so check that out. Anything you want to shout out before we get started, Anthony? What's new? Anything fresh? Did you take garlic this morning?
I'm lucky to be alive today. If I told you all the foods I ate yesterday, I'm surprised I woke up. It's amazing what kind of barrage the human body can sustain. It's amazing that we're alive today. I was thinking something regarding HOVR though. Kind of like cycling through like different fundamentals and stuff that I think with, and their degree of communication is very good. Like I have this kind of like rule I follow. Like if someone's like really quiet, I kind of consider that like not a very good indicator. But like if someone communicates a lot, that's a good indicator. Because if someone communicates a lot, that shows that they don't have anything to hide. And if they're crazy, then if they communicate a lot, then you're able to see like, wow, this person's crazy. So you don't really have any fodder unless they communicate a lot, right? If someone communicates a lot, that's a good indicator. And then at that point, you can see if they're crazy or not. You see what I'm saying? And HOVR communicates a lot. Like if you look in the public markets, like some of these companies are ghosts. Like they don't do it. Like they don't tell you anything. You know what I mean? They just pop out of nowhere. Which is also
the fact that they have a YouTube channel and they actually post on there a lot says a lot. They don't just have silly reports and stuff. Also, like they're all pretty legit. What we're about to discover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Very timely. They're very timely, and it's very, very forthcoming. It's very interesting actually. Like it's a very unique situation. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Very, very, very happy with their degree of communication. It's very straightforward. It's very good.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to pull it up. You can see this, right, Anthony?
Yes, sir.
All right. So on the left here, we have the report from 2025. And on the right here, we have the one from right now, 2026. They just released it yesterday. Noticeable difference on the entire report is that all the images now are with the one fan on each canard on the front of the aircraft. So you'll notice that. And then also just some new slides and stuff in general. Actually, the new report has 23 slides and the old report has 24. So there's definitely some differences. So we'll just kind of go over them one by one. But just quick thought. What do you think of the new image, the new front image? I actually really like this old one. You could see the aircraft real well. But this one's cool too. You actually see the aircraft landing now. I mean, changing things up. But small thing, but I think I like this one in Paris here, or New York. Where is this? Las Vegas.
Ooh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's like a small Eiffel Tower. That might be Vegas, or just a fake city. I don't know. Either way, let's see. Let's dive into it a bit. So they have both the same cautionary note, projection, and future-oriented financial information. Maybe some words might be a little different there, but let's see. Here, oh, interesting. This is a notable change. In 1 year, from 25 to 26, they say electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. Here, they don't say electric. Now they say just vertical takeoff and landing aircraft are projected to become $1 trillion industry within 10 years. Here, they said it within 15 years. So that's quite interesting already. Like, did they change the Morgan Stanley? Did they change the well, no. Here, they're quoting Morgan Stanley Autonomous Aircraft 2021. Same thing here.
Mm-hmm.
How we went from 15 to 10 years. But that's pretty bullish already. We are the only company, oh, they said that already, taking an entirely new approach, a revolutionary design with patented technology that will deliver faster, safer, and more versatile aircraft. That's pretty interesting. This is like pretty much who they are as a whole. And they're saying they have no competition and doing it better, safer, faster than the competition, which, you know,
Facts.
that's just great. Yeah, what can I say? Oh, here's a notable picture, of course. Same aircraft, same picture, really. They got just one fan up front. So looks just more efficient. I wonder if they how they do this actually. Really, is this like just with AI they adjusted it, or they probably got some real people rendering the thing? Anyways, what else is different here? Introducing the Cavorite X7, a 7-passenger hybrid eVTOL built for operators. This one is a 7-person hybrid electric VTOL that is faster, safer, and more versatile. So now they're saying the same thing, but just really imprinting and helping people memorize that they're faster and safer than the competition. They even put here the quick stats, even though we'll probably see them again. All weather, big differentiator, no charging infrastructure required, big differentiator. And then the numbers, of course, but most people might not know what the comparisons are. So we'll get to that. There's actually like a slide, I think, about that right here. Yeah, right here, like Joby Aviation versus, versus Horizon's 500 and 100. But let's take it one at a time. Let me know if you notice anything interesting and different. On these pages, how it works, pretty much the same. You just have the images with the one canard now. And and there's a little video explainer. What does that take you to? Oh, to YouTube. Okay, cool. That's pretty cool. This one had it too. Looks like everything is pretty much the same. I don't think I see a difference on these slides. Do you?
No, not particularly. It just seems it seems finer. It seems finer thus far.
They are really they keep adding like a subtitle now. The old ones don't have, reminding people safer, redundant, using proven technology here. And then 98% of the mission as a traditional aircraft, showing the normal flight versus the vertical flight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, small difference, but yeah, I mean, this is not like a new pitch deck, really. It's an improvement on the old pitch deck, right? Let's see what's different here. Same title, they're putting in bold and yellow, bold, second generation, just trying to like imprint and remind people of things. Let's see. It looks like this is a little different. What do they write here? Multiple redundant systems, ability to fly in the clouds like a commercial aircraft. One of the only eVTOL aircrafts in the world, expected to be certified for flight into known icing. They pretty much said the same thing here. Just Oh, that's the difference. This one
Hmm.
said may be one of the only eVTOL aircrafts for flight into known icing. Now they changed the word to one of the only eVTOL, not maybe anymore. So that's interesting. I guess
Yeah.
they're more confident now knowing that they are the only ones.
It,
What else is this? Oh wow, they changed they changed to the metric system. That's interesting. Look, you have 460 kilometers an hour,
yeah.
it says, and now we actually have here 250 miles per hour at a max speed of 10,000 at 10,000 feet. Altitude, I feel like they should say altitude because it isn't too obvious, but maybe it is. And then here they have range of 1,000 pounds versus 400 kilograms and 800 kilograms. 800 kilometers to 500 miles, 1,500 pounds. I like this way better. I don't know why they use kilograms and stuff in the first place. I guess because they're in Canada, but all the investors are not. So that's pretty interesting. A
Yeah.
lot of small changes, but this is a much better pitch deck now, really. Let's
Yeah.
see. I think all of this stayed the same, all the text inside, which is fine. Yeah, okay, so that's the differences. Going to metric system, and now they're confident that they're the only ones getting FIKI certified, which is pretty freaking awesome. Here looks the same, except except they have another little subtitle: designed by military professionals for military professionals. I never heard that. I never heard them say that. That's a very common like phrase, like people say like designed by blank
Yeah.
for blank, you know.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
By
Designed by
military.
women for women.
Yeah, so that's funny. They're using the by for catchphrase. I wonder if they're gonna start using that in other places. It's pretty nice. It pretty much sums it up. They really are different because their team is military professionals, and this is for the military, I guess. But if you notice, they use the same image. Actually, they did not change this military image to have the one fan in each canard. So
Yeah.
maybe they'll do that by 2027, but whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
next slide. We finally have
Good
a
catch.
different side.
You got a very keen eye, bro. Good catch.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm looking for every difference. Okay, here we actually, it looks like they removed the military slide. Maybe that's why we have one less slide here, but looks like this slide is completely gone. I don't know why. I think this slide is pretty awesome, showing that two of these fit in a plane, and just in general, like it looks pretty damn cool. Designed for rapid deployment, the Cavorite X7 wing fold to. Oh wait, are they not going to be folding? Yeah, they are. They have this showing here. I wonder why they got rid of this slide. We also have a video explainer on this slide. I think this is a good slide. I think maybe just the image should be fully covering and not with this black background, but I guess they did the same here. Let's see. Oh, they improved this a little bit. Very minor. First of all, one fan again. I mean, two fans here. They didn't take out the other fan. Can I draw here? No. How can I draw on this? Whatever. The bottom of the image is fully showing. They put some yellow text here, reminding people, highlighting that 75% less cost per available seat mile, but the text seems to be the same when compared to a similar capacity helicopter. Okay. Yeah, looks like about the same text, honestly. Just with the little highlighting. And yeah, they have a subtitle here. One of the fastest, most efficient vertical lift EMS aircrafts ever designed. Looks like they're adding subtitles everywhere now. That looks to be the only differences. Nothing in the images changed. Yeah, it's the same image. Yeah, okay. Let's see. All right, comparing the luxury business travel. This is the coolest part of HOVR to me. Like I think this was what might make the most money, because this is like rich people want to travel in style and comfort, and hopefully that's what this aircraft will be. I think the only downside to me of comfort wise is the air pressure, that they're not going to be a pressurized cabin. Flying in an unpressurized cabin aircraft myself, it was very uncomfortable for my ears, but whatever. People want to get places faster. This seems to be the same slide, same value proposition. Comparable helicopters only half as fast as our safer and more comfortable aircraft. Pretty cool.
When
Oh,
you
small difference.
travel,
This
when
one
you
has a mistake. It has a com here. Do you see this little? I don't know where that came from, but there's like a word here, com. I don't think that's from
use
mine.
your mouse and put it on there. 'Cause I can't.
Oh, I'll zoom in. Look, it says COM on the seat here. Do you see that?
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
So they removed that.
Oh, good.
That's the only difference on this slide.
Yeah, the communication uplink. You can charge your iPhone in there. Yeah.
Oh, I missed the message. Yeah, because I'm not on the thing here. But maybe they can fit two into a C-17 for practical reasons, and that's why they removed it. Oh, he's talking about this image. Wait, maybe they can't fit two. Oh, that's an interesting theory. He's saying maybe they don't. They can only fit like one or something now, so they had to change that. Maybe their full scale is a little bigger. I don't know. That could
Possible.
be.
It's a
That could be.
logical deduction for sure.
Maybe these are really close. Look, they're like practically touching the back of the thing in the front. But it is interesting if this can go a little more back, if they built it in a way where like the fans on the side are like not touching this, it would be like side by side, like it would be like almost like a puzzle piece. But whatever, maybe they can't. I don't know.
Yeah, there's some logical deduction from this for sure.
Yeah, I guess that's the only downside so far I'm seeing to the changes in the slides, we'll say. So yeah, good point there, Rezo. Let's see. We have disaster relief. Any differences here? Same image. They don't have the one fan. I don't know why they didn't fix that for all the images. It seems like I wish they did, but that's fine. I guess that costs a lot also to get the designers to do that. Same text, same good value proposition though. Pretty simple slide. Disaster aircraft at double the speed of comparable helicopters with no infrastructure required, saving lives. Looks like their entire thing is just comparing to helicopters, which is interesting, which is kind of sets them apart from the competition. They're not saying they're like competing with eVTOLs. They're competing with helicopters for the most part. Small change in text here. Superlative became superior performance and economics. Honestly, I like that better. Like, what does superlative even mean? I thought superlative means like, isn't that like your stereotype or something?
It means perfect and highly excellent.
Well, people don't know that, I guess. So superior means kind of the same thing. All right, nice little improvement. And they did actually change the image here to showing the one fan, which I like that. And the design itself looks more like the new design that Andrea Mocellin designed, which I'm actually only realizing now. They have like this intake, this air intake here. It does look a lot more aerodynamic, actually, if you see the top of that versus here. I'll zoom in to show you what I'm talking about. The air intake, it looks a lot more aerodynamic on the right, the new one. That's Andrea Mocellin's improvement, I think. So that's pretty interesting. Wait, let me check. Is Mark here yet? Oh, okay. No, Mark has not joined yet. All right. Let's see. Oh, the in general, I like the image better. It shows the aircraft a little bit closer. It shows with all the fans open, which obviously it wouldn't be flying with the fans open. This is just a render to show us what it looks like. It should be flying the way this is. So interesting decision they made there to like show that, even though
unless it's going in for a landing. It could be going in for a landing.
I don't know. Maybe. Good point. Yeah. But I don't know. I think it should be like this, how they showed in the old picture. They just want to show what it looks like with the fans, the new one fan. Let's see what else is new. The windows actually. Oh, oh, look at that. The front. I didn't know it was like that before. Wait, this is new. Oh, I kind of like the old one better. Look, the old one has like a huge glass panel going across. The new one has like, it looks like two glass panels split by like a sort of part of like the fuselage in the middle.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like a nose bridge.
I don't know if this is an AI render mistake and it's supposed to be like this, because this looks a lot better actually. If you look at this, it's kind of weird, the shape, but honestly, this looks maybe like they did it with the AI. I don't know. But if that is a difference, I don't think I saw that as a difference on Andrea Mochellan's designs though. So I wonder if that would be a difference. Maybe that's like saving money on parts because they can't get a big wide screen like that. Not sure.
That is a possibility, because I know he did mention they were going to have more visual line of sight with regards to how they're designing the windows and everything. But on the other hand, I guess like on a practical point, if you had the two, that would be easier for changing it out and fixing than the one, because the one you would have to take off the entire front. But if it's just one side front panel of glass, then you could switch it out. So it seems like they're going just like they went with the one fan and the canard instead of the two. They're just going for like practical potentially. So it is possible.
I'm not sure if this is a real render though. Like
Exactly.
Yeah, look,
exactly.
the shape of these windows are just quite weird. Something about this whole section doesn't feel right, like right here. This feels more like the correct aircraft. But, all the little details are there. They do have these like antennas, which I wonder actually what that's for. This little part up front here, that wasn't here. These are all new little improvements. This little dot right here and that, and even that dot in the back there. A lot of new little differences actually, now that I'm looking at it closely. Yeah, I wonder what all those things are. We gotta start learning what that is. Maybe if Mark was on, he might know, but I think he spoke about it once before, but I don't know what all these little antennas are for. Anyways, all right, we'll move on to the next slide. A lot of differences in this one.
I do remember though when Andrea released the it's kind of funny. Some of them look a little bit different, so we can only kind of go with like what's the main like idea in regards to like the original first runner up pictures that were put out, right? And I do remember that it had way more line of sight. Like I'm not sure if the paneled windows were the thing or if they're going like a full swoop of glass or something, but anywho, yeah, I'm not sure how much we would hang on it as like validity or something.
We just have Mark Berry join. Whenever you're ready, Mark.
What's
I
up,
see
you
we have
DGens? DGens, thanks for letting me in.
Were you here waiting for a while? You should have messaged me or something. I didn't see because I'm sharing screen.
No, I did. I heard you basically just for a second, like the last few minutes, you were talking about the antennas.
Oh, so you could have had your input on that.
We want his input.
What is it?
I'll share screen in a second here. Let me. I didn't see all these comments. Also, Mr. Tebow, what's up, buddy? Thanks for joining us. How big is the aircraft? Finally, how many persons? How much payload and equipment can they fit in? Everything they promised. They haven't changed those numbers. We still have 7 people. I just showed actually before they changed the kilometers to miles and kilograms to pounds. So we got 1,500 pounds of cargo payload. Things are looking pretty nice. Maybe it's easier to change parts. Okay, I think he's talking about the air in the. I'll pop open the share screen in a second there of the aircraft differences. The air intake also has a different shape, so maybe it's aerodynamic optimization. Yeah, that's what my point was. Yeah, I think Andrea Mochellan made that change, so it's a little more aerodynamic, and it just looks better. 2 comms for tower and a sat for autopilot. Oh, interesting. Dude, I don't know if I've ever seen him on the channel here, but welcome to the channel.
He started off his participation with a bang, though, didn't he?
Mark, here, if you can see, yeah, great point there. So let's see if Mark agrees with that. Mark, you see the double image here?
Yep, I got it. Yeah, the 2 wands are your comm antennas.
Okay, yeah.
Typically comm 1, comm 2.
Why do you need 2 comm tower for the tower?
They're backup. You typically want to have 2 radios in the airplane, simply because you can. If I'm flying, I'll be talking to air traffic control, or I'll be on a common frequency. But then I'll use the other radio for listening to like the weather or the automated terminal information services. It's called ATIS. Every time you fly into an airport, most airports have like an automated system telling you the weather, the winds, if there's any NOTAMs, anything particular about the airport you should know.
Question: is it some why there's a backup? Is it something that breaks often? It looks really like flimsy.
It's not, no. And again, you just want 2 radios. A comm antenna is for each different radio. So you'll like, another example is if you're flying in formation and you want to be talking to ATC, but then you want to have a conversation with the guys next to you, you can jump over to the other comm and speak and still monitor. You can monitor multiple frequencies basically.
Okay.
With 2 comm antennas. So
makes sense. And then this one in the front here is a satellite.
Yeah, probably. It's either GPS or satellite.
Okay.
You're going to need to have a GPS, and you'll have multiple GPS antennas for your different radios, and because that radio is also most likely a navigation unit. And so it's. Go ahead.
2 more questions. One, do you know what these circles might be?
I don't know.
Okay, no worries.
Like zoom in more on it.
Let me maybe get.
I'm looking at my phone.
Drawing. Okay. There's. How do I get rid of all this drawing now?
Those could also just be additional like GPS antennas, or it's tough to say.
Okay, no worries. Well, so the fact that they added this though to the renders, isn't this pretty bullish? Like they weren't thinking of all this now, or maybe even they were thinking of it, but now that they're allowed to add it, it's showing like, okay, they're actually like going to be using this and flying it to different places where they need to actually start communicating with comms and towers and whatnot. Like, does that make sense?
Well, I will add one caveat is you typically don't want to have a wand antenna right in front of your intake, because if it were to break off, it's going to get sucked right into the intake. So that will most likely change at some point. Like I wouldn't have those antennas there. And so when you start hearing people talking about, can an airplane be certified? Like just the locations of those antennas will be driven by safety and certification, like standards. And a lot of times you actually want your antennas on the bottom, since if they're ground based, you want them kind of pointing towards the ground. But then again, I have a wand antenna on my Mooney it's on the top. So it's,
okay.
Radio frequencies wrap around.
They could probably easily put it at the bottom. I don't know how simple that would be.
They theoretically could if the landing gear is long enough, or they may move them to the side just so that they're not going to be like, because if that were to break, it's either going to go it's going to go in the intake, or it's going to go right through the prop.
Yeah, they could be like in the back of the plane, like here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Roughly, how many different types of spy plane antennas are there? Because I know there's those ones that have like the disc on top and stuff like that. How many different types are there usually?
I have no idea. Like that's outside of my realm.
Okay.
Like different types of antennas or arrays and stuff like that is really I'm not an electron chaser, so I don't.
But they're
When it
probably
comes to,
pretty standard and cheap, no? Like to replace and everything.
yeah, they are, and a lot of times antennas are specific to whatever box they're going to. Like when you go and buy an avionics suite, you buy the associated antenna with that avionics piece.
Okay. All right, pretty interesting. Nice catches there too. A lot of differences on this slide. I like how you know how the antennas are in a bad place. Like they should consult with you.
No, believe me, they have enough people, I'm sure.
Yeah. But how do they not
know.
catch that? How do they not? That's so
Well,
crazy.
people that are doing their renderings and their people that are doing, sales pitches and making this stuff is not the same person as who's doing air vehicle integration and saying, hey, these actually aren't going to be here. They'll update it eventually.
Okay. All right. If it's a
Yeah.
simple update, yeah. I don't know. They
Yeah.
got to move wirings around and things, I assume. But
I mean, or who knows? Maybe they have some sort of a basis to do it, but I wouldn't put those there. That's a perfect place to get sucked right through the propeller or ingested into the engine cowling.
Yeah,
And
these pictures are cool, but I would
Right.
definitely take them with a grain of salt to some degree on the technical placement of things for sure.
I think this slide right
So
here.
it's interesting when you build an airplane, you do, I can't think of the name of it, but they do this huge survey of all of the electromagnetic effects, and that really drives where the antenna placements go, so that you won't have one antenna interfering with a different antenna. You can get a lot of, like, if you go and transmit on communications or you've got some sort of a data uplink and downlink, if it's placed in the wrong spot, and you'll see in this, it's a much bigger consideration with airplanes that have electric motors all over the place, because those electric motors create EMI. They create a lot of noise, and that noise is giving off electromagnetic interference, which can then interfere with your comms or your data links, or even you can get it's like a coupling within the wires within the airplane. So how you ground the airplane and shield things it's a big deal. That's why you're going to hear throughout this space, a pretty coveted position is an EWIS expert. EWIS is electronic wiring and installation of just all of your wiring systems, and making sure that there isn't interference between wires or other things that are creating, electromagnetic effects. And it's more difficult with a composite airplane, because with a metal airplane, the metal airplane becomes a huge grounding sink, as where with a composite airplane, you don't necessarily have that grounding sink.
I wonder though if just putting it in the bottom is the easiest best spot. I don't know.
Again,
I guess
this is a rendering.
I know with all those
It's
tests.
yeah. It's a rendering. Of course, here I am, an aerospace guy, kind of nitpicking it. But I also, like, if anyone from Horizon were to listen to this, I also want to be like, I get it. Your sales department is trying to add more fidelity to your photos. And the placement at this point is, they'll get them placed in the right spot.
Okay. Awesome. So we'll move on.
Matan, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When you said you were in an aircraft and it wasn't pressurized, was it a helicopter or was it an airplane?
An airplane, Cessna Caravan.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the one I did the Costa Rica video. You may have seen it.
Yeah.
Last difference I noticed is they put the logo actually up front here instead of like kind of like in the nose more. Small change. Also, it looks a little more aerodynamic, the nose. So pretty interesting. But yeah, let's move on to the next slide, which is probably the most important slide of this entire presentation, actually. Do you guys notice the big difference here? Well, they did change everything again from to the metric system. We have maximum speed going from 460 kilometers to 250, and the payload to, what is this, 1,210 pounds? I thought we were at 1,500 pounds. Here it says 1,500 pounds, so a little bit of inconsistencies here.
Well, it might also be some
Payload
delineation between CTOL flight and straight vertical type flight conversion.
Yeah, that might be it. It says payload based on 2-hour flight at V. What is this? V no, like vertical maybe, I guess. No, with with fuel reserves. I don't know what V no means. Do you know what that might mean, Mark?
VNO.
Yeah, VNO.
That's velocity not to exceed. So that's basically flying as fast as you can go. VNO is not to exceed. So that's kind of the structural integrity of the airplane.
Oh, so really testing it at its max. Okay.
Yeah. That's your it's called the red arc. And you don't want to, or you have a yellow arc on your airspeed indicator, and then you've got a red line, and your VNO is that red line that you don't really want to go past. It's what you certify the airplane to its max speed.
Okay, interesting. I didn't know that. And then the max speed of 250 miles an hour actually says here, true airspeed for published VNO, 5,000 MSL for 429, 10,000 MSL. I'm assuming that's like the
mean sea level.
Sea level. Oh, okay. Yeah, like the altitude for X7. 429. Wait. True airspeed. 429. What is 429? 5,000. At 5,000 altitude, it's going 429 miles? No. What does this mean? True airspeed.
Let me zoom in and look at it.
True airspeed for, it's talking about the 250 miles an hour. The true airspeed for published VNO, we said max velocity at 5,000 semicolon. So I don't know if it's like pausing and then 5,000 altitude.
5,000 feet MSL.
429. What is that? Oh,
and what is it?
That's the helicopter.
That's talking about the Bell. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, he said it here too. I'm so silly.
There we go.
Okay. Oh, also Resso was saying I'm not an aerospace guy, and I also noticed it. So not much to nitpick, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, about the comms and stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah, 429 is the Bell model they're comparing to. You're right. Okay. So yeah, that's at. Oh, okay. It's basically double the speed, 153 to 250. And what the 429 only goes 5,000 altitude. So not only we go double the speed, we go double the altitude. It's saying
the 429 can probably go to a higher altitude. It's just it's certain speed at that altitude.
Okay.
Like 5,000 MSL is pretty much the altitude of Denver. Like the ground altitude at Denver is 0, like because that's your altimeter radar, like that's your ground height. But when they say mean sea level, that is height above sea level. So here in Savannah, the altitude of the airport is like, could be like 90 feet mean sea level. As we're in Denver, it's 5,000 feet mean sea level. It's how high you are above. It's how high you are above the, pretty much like the ocean.
Okay. So
And the reason you do that is because at lower, there's a standard day. Like a standard day is mean sea level, a certain temperature, and a certain pressure. And you define your aircraft performance to that atmospheric standard. And that's how you get all of your true numbers. And then everything, then with those because obviously, the atmosphere is always changing. You have different temperatures, you have different atmospheric pressures, and you have different altitudes. Just because you go to the top of at in Littleton, Colorado, is like 10,000 feet. Like you're 10,000 feet above the ocean at that point, and the atmosphere is much thinner at that. Even though you're on the ground, it's going to be much more difficult to take off and land. You're going to
that makes
need,
sense. Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Actually.
So when you see performance numbers like this, those performance numbers are they're published numbers for aircraft that are already in service, and have been certified. But then you use that as a guidepost for the type of numbers you want your aircraft to achieve.
Yeah. Interesting. And that, I think, just shows how Horizon thought of everything from the start, just especially because they're based in Canada. They know there's cold weather, high mountains and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
They really thought of it all. Yeah, there's a nice photo here. I love this new photo they have here of it landing, in the snow mountains up top. Pretty cool. Anyways, moving on. So this slide, there's one other part, the most important part we haven't gotten to in this slide. Did you guys notice the difference? You may have seen it. I think they pointed it out on the Reddit, actually.
No.
Notice?
Go
No?
ahead. Well,
interestingly enough,
I'm driving, so I can't look.
Oh, no worries.
Are you referring to the 97 cents per seat mile?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Bro,
Good.
how a whole dollar decreased.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because in the old one here, they highlighted how cheaper they are at $1.93. They literally have it highlighted. And now they don't even highlight it. It's just so casually there. Oh, we just decreased by a whole dollar. Now it's 97 cents per seat mile based on 500 hours per use a year.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
and that was verified by an outside entity. That's not their own magic math. That was verified by an outside organization.
Oh, I didn't even know how that works. You want to enlighten us? What do you mean?
Yeah, so basically, like a company can claim whatever, but like if you get an outside organization to verify your claims, like obviously that's better because they can, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, like if you go try to break the Guinness Book of World Records, if you're going to try to set a world record, it has to be verified by, by Guinness and like the authority that says, yes, you actually did do this.
Makes sense. Do you know who verified it though?
I don't know.
Okay. Is there all sorts of verifications? Like, or there's typically like a stand, like, I don't know, I guess they went to a legit one, kind of like how Guinness is legit for world records.
Yeah, a lot of times there's a little asterisk, and then the asterisk says who that verification body was.
In this case, there isn't, but hope it's. I mean, they're they're not like Adam Goldstein. They're legit in everything they do. So I'm sure they got pretty legit verifications. Yeah. Only other change here, I don't know why. The old one here says private and confidential. And then here it says building a better future. I wonder why they all of them say that now that I realize it.
So I pulled it up online. So it says the Cavorite X7 has been verified by a leading independent audit firm regarding its operating cost of 97 cents per seat mile. So they don't name the leading independent audit firm, but there you go. There it is.
Okay. Well, that's good, I guess.
Yeah.
They're leading, so it's pretty good.
We'll take that.
Yeah, I wonder why the old report says private and confidential on every slide, because this was a public report they published. But now it obviously doesn't, so that's a change on their report as well. Moving on, the next
it may
slide.
just be a legacy aspect of the report. Like if it was an internal doc, a lot of times company internal documents, you put private and confidential on there. And that means if you share that document with another supplier, there is an understanding that they're not going to go, talk about it at the bar with someone else that night.
True.
And then of course, like if it's ITAR, if there's secrets to it, they'll actually stamp it like secret or top secret. It's just different information controls that you put
But
in
at a
place.
certain point, it became public, so it's like they just kept
Yeah,
the
that's right. Yeah, they didn't.
Another thing that they did not change, actually, that I would like to see them change, even on their website and everywhere, is their little icon of the look of the aircraft. They did not change it to have the two fans, the one fan. They should cut off and make just make the icon a little like the new aircraft. I think that'd be cool. I like this icon. They use it a lot in like their buttons on the website and stuff. Small adjustment, but yeah. Moving on. Next slide is quite different. We have on the left here, I think this kind of looks like a better slide because this kind of breaks it with the colors, but whatever. Here we have a head-to-head matchup of operating costs, helicopter versus the Cavaret X7, which I think is pretty nice, but I guess it's almost repetitive because they already have it up here. Oh no, well, they do have the cost difference per mile, like per seat, which is repeating over here. So I guess this slide is a little bit useless. What is this? Per hour and then per mile. This just goes a little more into depth on, on this whole section of comparing them, I guess. So I guess they decided to remove that. We have on the right here a new slide, finances. This is new because they didn't have this to say, actually. Pretty simple slide. They're just showing the new design of Andrea Mocellin, which is awesome because we didn't have that before. And then also, this is kind of more recent news that we all know. 20 million in cash, 12 plus months of runway, active at the money facility, capitalized to complete full-scale aircraft, which is important because once they're at full scale, they will get a lot more capital. Then we have another financials page here of their actual numbers, comparing their quarters. So this is all new. This is nice. Oh, look at that stock price increase from every quarter almost. Not every quarter. Well, I guess they're kind of, well, what is this? They have Q4. Okay, they're kind of nitpicking. They skipped maybe some quarters, but it doesn't matter. Look at that increase, that general rise. It's pretty nice to see.
One thing on that real quick, I just wanted to mention, because I was listening to the last video they put out, and it had that one gentleman, I forget his name, but he was talking about how they're working really, really hard to get the full-scale demonstrator done in the next 6 to 9 months. They're like really working hard at that. And Death Smiles said something to me a couple months ago about how like it really it's kind of funny because it really behooves them to get their stock price up, obviously, but they don't want to get their stock price up with stupid little spikes and then they come down. It behooves one to get your stock price up in a healthy manner, but like everybody wins. Like if they march forward and get their stock price up, everybody wins, because if they have to do any at the market stuff to raise for the next time to get the shares up to, let's say, 60 million or whatever, like everybody that works there, Brandon, Canso, all these guys, it's like the value of what they have now will be like more locked in, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like it would really behoove them to just like hit the fucking pedal to the metal, you know what I mean? And just like get it up into those higher, stabler ranges. But I'm definitely, that's one of the things I'm kind of looking forward to in this year, is like them to manifest the things they need to do to bump it up, to lock in that shareholder value a little bit. That I do find kind of exciting.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, okay, the stock price you can see in here isn't just going up. Look, their cash positions have been going up with every quarterly increase. You know, they do have here a whole year skipped, but actually, if you look at it, this is jumping quarter by quarter. And it's actually just been going up really nicely. The cash used in operation, look at that. Their cash positions going up and their cash used is pretty much staying the same. Like, they're not even using more cash. They're raising more money. Their number of FTEs has gone up. I'm not sure what FTEs is. I guess that's like financial institutions that are in HOVR. Their CapEx has gone up, and their stock. This is looking like really healthy, honestly. I like this chart a lot. This is a great slide to add, honestly. We have a new slide here. No, was this here? This did exist here. We just have here an our progress slide, which just shows the aircraft, similar to this one right here. They just added a little subtitle, a full-scale aircraft ready to test in early 2027. And the image looks much nicer. Let's see, what do we have here? This is the same. They're showing their progress. I don't think anything here has changed, actually. Oh, they just added the AFWorks logo that they got awarded in February 2022. Other than that, everything is the same. Actually, we have a picture of the aircraft now, which wasn't over here. Yeah, let's see. What else do we have? Moving on, aircraft certification. This is a new slide. Oh no, they did have this. They highlight that they're in construction now. So, okay, that's a nice little difference. Here, and it looks like the slide's exactly the same, except for the fact that they moved from we are here under detailed design to now we are here under construction, which is nice because if you see here, it says 2026. This was from last year, and now they are clearly on target of where they are. Full-scale demonstrator aircraft build. Actually, here it said critical design review. They changed that to full-scale demonstrator aircraft build. So interesting. They're no longer, they thought they'd be at a design review and then full-scale prototype complete in 2027. Now we have full-scale aircraft flight testing. Interesting, flight testing. So prototype is probably going to be completed sooner if they're already planning a flight test. Wow, this is a bullish difference to see the difference. Their goals they're moving faster than we thought. Oh my God, and look at that. Oh no, wait, this is slower. I didn't see that till now. Oh no. Certification, type certification finishing 2028. Now we have it saying 2030. What do you guys think of that? That's a difference. Whoa. 2 years behind. How could that be? We have full-scale prototype complete by 27, becoming full-scale aircraft flight testing. Mark, do you know, doesn't the prototype have to be complete before flight testing?
No. So you want to make sure that like their first aircraft, it will be experimental and will be certified in the experimental class. And like they will get company flight test data out of that, but actually going through type certification testing and getting testing for credit, honestly, their date of saying 2030 seems much more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, they pivoted to saying that now.
It is pushed out, 2 years, but honestly, they were saying what, end of 2028 originally.
They just put 2028. They didn't say when in it.
For what?
For type certification finishing, and then now it's
2030.
Yeah. If you see the screen, but I know you're driving.
Well, I'm actually in a store at the moment, but
No,
but yeah,
good.
that seems much more realistic in terms of how pretty much, again, a company's going to come out and say they're going to certify a new airplane, a new design. It's going to cost about $1 billion, and it's going to take 4 to 5 years. So that's pretty much in line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Plus the demonstrator, like you said, that'll give them the information they need, show people that the technology works. And then the ones that they'll use for certification, they would build completely new aircraft at that point, one for CTOL, one for vertical, and all that stuff. And that would take, whatever amount of time that's going to take. So it makes sense. Plus, you want to set the bar and then over deliver. You see, you want to set the bar and over deliver.
Give me 1 second, guys, and I'll comment back in 1 second.
No, it's fine. Even if they're being more realistic.
Yeah. Because when did Archer fly the Midnight originally? Wasn't that 2022 or something?
21, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it wasn't even the Midnight. It was the Maker.
Yeah. As something to compare it to. You know what I mean? Like,
Look at this. We have here another rendering, actually, new rendering on this image. This one has, of course, the one fan, everything we've seen the difference of. But this one doesn't look AI. This one looks much better. If you actually look here, first of all, of course, they have the satellites, the comms, the two comms. Nice difference. The air intake here you can see is different. But look at that. They actually do have 2 glass panels instead of 1 glass panel in the front.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
That's how it is in the Andrea rendering too. When you were going through, the Andrea rendering has the 2 also.
Oh, did it? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it did. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know if I like that. But hey, it is what it is. I kind of think it looks nicer, the full glass panel. I also don't know how like that interrupts pilots from viewing, but maybe it doesn't matter much.
Also, too, we don't know what they're going to be using this thing for, because if you're in Africa dodging enemy fire, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about a football player. You got the face mask on, right? So, like, for, if you're going in and out like that, you don't want the full glass. You need the 2 just in case one of them gets cracked, the other one doesn't get cracked. You know what I mean? 'Cause this thing could be doing all kinds of stuff.
There's many defining factors in having a split glass compared to single glass, and it comes down to things like bird strike, or just if you were to hit something. And another thing too is just the manufacturability and the structural integrity. Anytime you have glass, you cannot really count on as structural, so it has to be framed in. So the bigger the hole, the more the loads have to carry around that hole.
Yeah, that's a good point. I remember seeing there was a commercial aircraft. Have you seen this, Mark? That they want to remove all the glass to make it like safer, and they're gonna put like basically screens, and it with cameras show you the outside, or you can watch a movie on the glass screen or whatever.
Yeah, that's the company out of Fort Worth, Auto.
Oh, you know it. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Auto Aerospace. Yeah.
Maybe you showed it to me. I don't know, but
I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, actually looking at it closer now, the glass panels do seem like smaller, like they're just less glass. Overall.
And again, the design of the transparency comes down to the supplier, and can the supplier do it?
Yep, that's what Tebow was saying. Maybe it's also easier to change parts. Maybe just it's cheaper to get the parts. Yeah, but that'd be an interesting thing to ask Brandon next time. Maybe we get him on. Why they made that change. That makes a lot of sense though, what you've been saying, but I just think it looked a lot nicer. And I don't know how, because most planes are 2 pilots. This is 1 pilot, so the pilot's up front in the middle. You have that thing in the middle blocking. It's kind of annoying, but
I think there's 2 pilots.
No, there's gonna be 1
there's 2 crew stations.
What do you mean crew stations? There's 1 seat for the front only.
I don't know. Look around at some other stuff. I think it.
Yeah, it's a 7-seater. Look, we have here 6 seats for the business model, and then it's going to be 1 up front only. Here in EMS, you can see also only 1 seat up front.
Well, if you only have one pilot, then you don't want to have a bar going right past your face. So
That's my yeah, right?
they would
Yeah.
change the transparency around. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
thought so. That makes more sense. Interesting. All right, so I might be onto something.
I think so.
Well, we'll have to ask Brandon. Only other difference on this slide, and now I'm noticing on all the other slides too, is the title aircraft certification is bigger. They made all the titles a little bit bigger on the new presentation, which is nice. You can see the same here for world-class partnerships. That's the only difference it looks like. The title's a little bit bigger. We have all the same logos, right? Nothing has changed. Yup, nothing has changed here. Of course, private and confidential has changed. And the bottom 26 to 25. Let's see, moving on. Leadership. Leadership is all the same. Good. We don't need to change.
That is good.
Yeah, we don't need anyone to get fired or anything bad. So good. Nothing else there. Let's see. I guess their text is all the same, right? Oh, no. Look, Brian Merker went from more than 10 years in aviation to now 15 years in aerospace. So, yeah, I think that's the only difference. Oh, no, we also have Jason O'Neill going from 25 years in high growth startup to 20 years in high growth startup. He went down 5 years. I don't know how that happened. That's interesting. Let me see if I notice anything else. Do you see anything, Anthony? I don't know. It might be a little
What
hard.
I'm seeing is I need you to do my taxes because your eye for detail is very good.
We went, Tom Braston here led a large engineering team in excess of 450 people to now he led a large engineering team in teams of 450 plus people. So I guess it's the same thing. Just instead of saying in excess of, they just made it 450 plus. Just a little bit simpler wording. Wow, just a lot of small, minor details that they improved, which, you know, I think most people probably would not have noticed unless you really have these side by side.
Mhm.
So pretty cool. Let's see. We have Brandon. Any changes on Brandon? Looks like no. He's the same awesome Canadian Top Gun grad, SF-18 fighter pilot. Oh, we do have a small difference down here. It said major projected directorship exceeding $400 million budget went to a major project directorship oversight. Why is that? That's interesting. They removed the part that he had a $400 million budget.
I sit here.
What's that?
Sorry, I was chatting with somebody on the street.
That's interesting why they said that. Maybe because now he doesn't have a $400 million budget. So maybe he doesn't want to mention that. But
yeah, the devil is in the details. You know, legally, you can only say certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you, once you're done with this section, can you scroll back up to the certification section real quick?
Sure. I found the last difference on all of these. So stupid, but whatever. All these lines are yellow. Now all the lines are orange. Yeah. Yeah, I guess are they using orange? No, because we're using yellow here. I like the yellow. I don't know. All right, you wanted me to go to certification, right?
Yeah, just to look at that really quick.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
Anything?
Can you zoom into the new one?
To what part?
I just want to see real quick. Conventional wing system, agile, efficient, construction, international. What, I don't know if they would ever do this, but I don't know if it would catch them out, because if you're too specific, then you can kind of catch yourself out. But it would be interesting if they did a pie chart to some extent of the difference between certification for them and certification for people making like things with items that they're completely making from scratch themselves. Like it would be interesting to see like pie chart, Pratt and Whitney engine, already certified. Like, and then like the wing, the fan and wing needs to be certified from scratch, kind of a thing. And then like this part been certified before, because they're essentially taking known items and putting them together in a unique, smarter way to make a smarter thing. Versus the other guys with their timelines, they're building everything from scratch, never been certified before. So that would be kind of interesting, because that kind of information can make 10 months turn into, you know what I mean? Like that can leap you forward. That would be interesting to see, I think.
It's a really valid point you make, Anthony, because the first time you have to certify something, you have to prove it all to the authorities. You know, like they'll have to prove every basis, and every system is going to have to get approval for cert, compared to if you are going to do a derivative or another aircraft, you can do certification by similarity. And that allows you to really cut down your timeline quite a bit. So all of these companies coming out with new product lines, their certification efforts is a little bit more intense, just because everything has to get validated and certified, compared to if you are Gulfstream and you're, you know, going from a G500 to a G600 and just the barrel sections are longer, but the systems are all the same, you can get through certification a lot quicker because all your systems are similar.
Yeah.
Now that
so with that said, you know, if there's an X9 someday, after they get certified, after they certify X7, they can then go to the authorities and say, well, all of these systems we're certifying by similarity, and it cuts back their timeline pretty significantly.
Yeah, pretty significantly, one would imagine. Yeah.
Good point. Yeah. Hopefully, you know, things go to plan. Let's see. While we're on here, I noticed another difference, and if anyone, whoever made this presentation, I wonder if they'd be watching this, but I'd recommend some changes here. So we have detailed design, doesn't have the circle. I mean, it's no big deal, but yeah, it doesn't have the circle that it's like completed, right? Like preliminary design has a circle, you know. Clearly, you know, we're here, so these circles are like here, but they're not filled out. They need to put the filled circle. Also, in preliminary design, it's in the center. I assume it should be the same here, but it's weird for flight testing, for construction. It's not in the center, it's in the beginning. So I wonder if they are saying, oh, because it's going to be in early 2027. And then this full-scale demonstrator aircraft build is early 26. Maybe by mid 26 or late 26, they're going to show it to us. But yeah, looks interesting. What the placement of there is pretty specific, actually, that it's not in the middle here. So maybe it's saying early 27.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more details that will eventually get added to this timeline.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have right now, if they are in detailed design and now in construction, they are in construction of their test article, not their company test aircraft, not the FAA test aircraft. Like there's going to be 3 or 4 more aircraft squeezed in between flight testing and certification to get you out to 2030. So this is kind of
Tebow's saying maybe that's why the timeline is longer now. Maybe they're manufacturing some parts on their own now. That's interesting. Now that they're actually trying to build everything, they might be seeing what they could do themselves. I don't know. But yeah. And then Rezo saying maybe it's just a text formatting ease to put them there. I don't think so. I think it is saying early 27. They could easily put the circle here, you know, put 27 and still have the text fit, or, you know, they could just adjust this a bit. They could push these out closer because these don't even say 25 or 24. you could just assume. So these can be like, I don't know. I think it's intentional, but whatever. We'll see. I think it's early 27 is intentional. I think they also mentioned it where it's here, a full-scale aircraft ready to test in early 27. So yeah, that kind of. Let's move on. We have still some more slides to go here, and this has been a long stream. All right, so we went through leadership. Leadership is awesome. Small changes there. On first glance, I thought there were no changes, so you really have to take a close look at these, but let's see. We have here the horizon advantage: safety, performance, and economics. Their proprietary technology, patented protection for the revolutionary fan in wing design. Looks like the only difference is that they bolded fan and wing design, kind of. It looks a little bigger, the text here in the old one. Now it's just the same, which is interesting. I thought they're kind of pushing here, like highlighting, like they should highlight like fan and wing design. I don't know. Let's see. We have here, what else do we have? Anthony, you're not noticing any differences, huh? They're all the same.
This one looks pretty similar. That go down on the left. Go down the one on the left. They look pretty similar.
Yeah.
The only one I can't see is the economics one on the left. It might be your right. It's possible it's flip-flop.
I think they're the same.
Okay.
Seeing no differences now. Yeah. Okay. And then we have the oh, that's it. I didn't realize. Join us to help build a better future. Same thing here. They just changed the placement of it. Now we have the close-up of the aircraft. This one says rendering of the caveret on approach to land. Oh, interesting. Back to your part in the city. It's like approaching to land. The fans are open. Maybe this image is the same. It doesn't say here approach to land, but you did say that before. So that's interesting. We have the logo up top here. What is it? The contact here is yellow, and here it's orange. That's interesting. Oh, here they do use the orange. Now they use the yellow. I do like the yellow better. It fits with the rest of the site. Small changes, small improvements, but it looks good. Oh, we have Brandon Robinson, now founder and chief executive. Before it just said chief executive. That's right. He's also the founder. Does that say that in leadership? Yes, it does. So yeah. Oh, and we have his phone number. Is that Brandon's phone number? We can just call him up. Well, I didn't know that. Or that might be Horizon's phone number, but I'm not gonna just call him up.
I am.
Of course you are. Okay. Well, I think that's a wrap on this. Let's see. I guess we can. Do you want to go over any particular parts? I mean, overall, it's mostly the same. There's a lot of small improvements, and a lot of the improvements are bullish for the most part. They sound more confident. It sounds better. The only bad difference in the whole thing, I think, is the 2030 timeline being pushed out from 2028, which was quite optimistic. But we do have this huge improvement, which is a huge change, really, going from 193 to 97 cents per seat per mile. That's actually so huge. Like, that makes such a big difference. Like, I think I talked about it before, how they changed the Cybertruck pricing. They literally sold out of Cybertrucks now for the next year. Like, if you want to order a Cybertruck, you got to wait a year, which is crazy, just because the pricing changes. So, like, a whole $1 increase changes the unit of economics so much. Means so many more people will be able to afford it, and the use cases for it only go up because of that. I don't know if cargo, right? Cargo, moving stuff around, businesses moving stuff, they care about ROI in every dollar spent. So being cheaper in transportation costs might mean they're going to use a Caveret X7 instead of some semi truck or whatever.
Yeah.
So this makes a huge difference, and I think this is just the biggest takeaway for me. And
with the Cybertruck, you said they changed the the MSRP on it, or they changed like how much money you're going to save? Oh, really?
The cheapest Cybertruck was 80K, and then they changed it to like 60K, and they sold out of them. And now it went back up to it went to 70K. They only raised it even by 10. And they're selling out. People are. I even have a friend who never considered it, and now he's like considering buying one. Also because the self-driving is way better. That's actually something he was mentioning. Like, you know, he's on the phone a lot. He's busy because of work and stuff, and it's driving him crazy that he's like always driving around for his like new job and whatnot. And I'm telling him like, bro, I have a self-driving car. I'm always on my phone. It's so convenient. Like you can do whatever you want almost. And he's considering getting it just for that, just for practical reasons. And he's the type of guy who will never get a Tesla. But I don't know. We'll see.
That's a really good point.
Or doesn't. It's like it's just a mindset shift of like, okay, it's a lot more practical to use. You know, like this is a lot more comfortable to use and practical than a semi truck. And then if the cost actually makes sense now, like it was an expensive vehicle, now it's cheaper, and now it makes sense maybe for him to buy compared to a F1 or whatever, F-150.
That's a really good point, actually, because I think the average consumer just looks at how much does the thing cost to buy, and then the upkeep and maintenance and how much to use it. It's usually across the board the same. Like if you're getting a gas car, there's not that big of a difference unless you start getting a Prius or something like that. Then you start, or a hybrid, you know what I mean? So but that makes a lot of sense. If you're going to spend $10 million for something, those guys are definitely thinking like, on top of that 10 million, how much is it going to cost to use it for a year or two? So then they're like, well, it actually is going to cost 20 million, or it's going to cost 13 million. So that actually is a very interesting comparison with, you know, because you got to tie in the operational costs with the actual cost of the thing itself once you're talking these type of numbers.
Yeah, exactly. And these are big numbers, and there's so many different use cases. So I don't know. Each little detail matters for them. Yeah, each little price point, and this is a huge price difference for a whole dollar. Huge. I can't even honestly comprehend it right now, but very bullish. Some things I just noticed right now, Mark. If you're able to maybe see the screen, or even just have your input on this, but
yeah, go ahead.
All right, we have here. I didn't notice much difference before. I thought they just had the 2 fans versus the 1 fan. But first of all, we do here see consistency in the window panel being split in half. So that looks like that is definitely an intentional decision. We have here, of course, all the satellites and stuff. So, you know, also pretty intentional in the location. I don't know. They're going to have to change that, like you said. But I just noticed now all these little lights. You see here, this light, here, let me point them out. There's a light over here. There's a light over here, a light over here, over here. I guess, is that for like nighttime flying and stuff? I didn't even know there's all these lights on the aircraft.
Yeah, if those are their lights, they can be taxi lights, they can be recognition lights, and they can be landing lights. So there's a big mix of what different lights can be. Like you could even have just like an entry door light. So it's when someone's walking up to the airplane, they put the light on so you can see where the steps are at and not trip and fall. It looks like there's a lot of symmetry to their lights. I mean, per regulations, you have to have a port, a starboard, a tail, and then a landing light.
Oh, okay.
So it's the lighting system of an airplane is actually born from ships. And it's a similar type of thing where you got to have a white light on the back, like you have a white light on a ship. And then you've got a red and green on your port and starboard. And then you have a landing light for when you come into land.
Okay. Good to know. I didn't know. They look like really weak lights, but I mean,
yeah. It's again, these are renderings, so they may just be adding certain things in that aren't that. Yeah, again, you're not looking. You're not looking. You're looking at the public released layout. You're not looking at the the engineering layout or what that layout is, because it's still probably a little bit in flux at this point.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm noticing a lot of other differences actually, though. Interestingly enough, first of all, the whole like fuselage here looks more aerodynamic. Here you have like these cut parts of like the wings. Here I'll kind of draw, or I'll zoom in. Right, this whole area looks more aerodynamic. These are like clearly like, it looks almost like two different parts, whereas now it's like a whole body one together. Like this here, it's like cut and it looks like separate from the aircraft. That's interesting. The propeller, you can see the empty propeller. Here we have like this old propeller with the white tips, and now they have this no white tip. It looks more aerodynamic also, like the top of it looks more sharp. So that's interesting. They added the propeller. And then this is interesting. I wonder if you know anything about this, Mark, or maybe even you know, Anthony, because you know everything about the aircraft, especially the old one here. We have here, I don't know what this is. It looks like a stepper maybe for the seat. What are these parts in the canards? Because it's not there in the new one. And then I was looking here at this other one and they still have it. You see this like weird part in the front, the back of the canard kind of?
Where is it at? Where is it at? Where are you pointing out?
Right here, like this weird section. I'll go to this image.
You know, that may just be just a rendering of like, you've got a blue background, like a lighted blue background that they're bringing in that photo. And it may just be like a reflection.
Oh, you're right. That might be a reflection. Actually.
Yeah, it's just their rendering software, and it said, "Hey, you've got a light behind you." So, because if you look up top, up by the prop too, you see that same blue.
Yeah,
it's kind of reflecting along the same mold line.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I was looking also like this image here in the front. We have the logo and stuff, and then here there's no on the floor. You can see here a shadow of like the bottom of the aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
And the logo different here. Yeah, a lot of small changes with the images.
Yeah, Mega Bull, Yellow Bat. He reconfirms those are probably reflections.
Yes. Wow, they're very cool how those softwares work. They like create the reflections for you. Like they just understand the world. Yeah, because I'm sure the designers didn't do that themselves. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. All right. Very cool. Wow. I thought every little slide has some changes, it looks like. All right. Awesome. Well, I think how long have we been going here? Quite some time. Should we wrap things up, or anything else you guys want to go over? What's anything new with HOVR? I mostly wanted to go over the differences with this pitch deck.
Sure. The 75% cheaper to own and operate than a helicopter. As you pointed out the other day, that's getting a lot of traction because that video's got like I think like 30,000 views, and they put it out like, I don't know, a week ago or something like that, maybe more. But yeah, no, the message that they're communicating is very smart. Like, yeah, like that is a big deal. Like, because even in the earnings call, he said it's about $1, when we all knew that the presentations always said $1.97. And like that is a big deal. Like my fundamental concept from all of this is that these guys are playing the long game, but they're not being lazy because they're playing the long game. They're working hard right now while playing the long game, and that's a very good combination.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree. The aircraft looks awesome. The changes are better. We have the new under $1 per seat mile. Things are looking pretty bullish. Check my link above. What link is he talking about? Did he send a link in here? No. I'm not too sure what Yellow Bat's talking about. But I think we're gonna wrap things up. And yeah, and actually we have a little outro video to wrap things up because I was showing the aircraft a lot. It's so nice. There's such a nice aircraft. So actually it's the same intro video. We're gonna wrap things up for the first time. with an outro video. And yeah, as always, guys, until next time, stay thinking, question everything, and peace out.
It's really amazing and also humbling. So this has been the culmination of about a decade of work, again, with an amazing team that's grown from very small to now quite large, and seeing the technology validated, coming up from the concept all the way through with a very sort of operational focus to develop some technology that actually works in the real world right now. And to move on to build a full-scale aircraft that's going to change the way we move around the planet. It's awesome. I couldn't be happier. Thank you.